Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. Today is Champions League Day as Newcastle take on Olympiacos at the Berg Stadion in Greece. We're going to crack straight on with the match. There's nothing to let you know about. It's literally... Oh yeah. Excuse me. It's literally minutes since the last episode was recorded for me, and there's nothing new apart from the fact that we're currently in a transfer window. But I guess we're going to have to skip through this because I'm trying to get rid of a couple of players, and you never know, I might actually get a bid for Lascelles or someone else. Let's see. It's not looking particularly likely. I wish there was an auto skip that could do the same as calendars, where it would just keep skipping hours unless you had some sort of update. That would be a nice addition. Doesn't look like anyone's interested in Jamal Lascelles, which is fine. We've had an offer for Paredes. Full transfer. He's rated at 53 million, but because he's got a low release fee on his contract, Crystal Palace are only offering 20. Well, that's how you solve that problem. You offer him a new contract. And you end the negotiations. Cheeky bastards. Right, that's Paredes tied down to a new contract. And more importantly, he's been tied down to a new release fee of 60 odd million pounds, which is much more like it. You have to remember that we ended up buying Timo Werner for a very similar amount of money as that. Right, here we go. It's the press conference before the first Champions League game of the season. And as per usual, the press are asking stupid questions. I don't think it's too overconfident to say we can win the group. Got to the final of the Champions League last year. We're Premier League champions. Our striker is the best player in Europe. That was something. We wanted to have a little look at... Okay, so Willem's stamina is not the best. He's rated at 76. So potentially we could look for a striker, not a striker. We could look for a left back who has better stamina than he does. So maybe that's something that we'll be looking out for in the January transfer window. But for today, we're going to worry ourselves with what's going on the pitch. Looking at the team, there's nothing that needs changing particularly outside of, again, Schubert going out of the team in favour of Angus Gunn, just because Gunn is in better form, and honestly he's the better goalkeeper anyway. Might as well make him a cup goalkeeper playing for Champions League and FA Cup. The rest of the team I'm pretty happy with. Let's just hope that we haven't got a hoodoo against teams that play in red stripes, because that could be an issue for us. So it'd be lovely to start off with a win, but you know, this is the Champions League. The opponents in theory are better than they would be in the Europa League, and we are playing away from home in their first game, so a win would be lovely. I think the main thing is that we don't lose the match, because as long as we can make St James's Park a bit of a fortress, then we shouldn't need to worry too much about what we do on the road. Having said that, Olympiacos on the attack already, and that could be a penalty. No, we got away with that one. Ooh, nice little turn by the Olympiacos player. That's a good ball. Werner's on the chase. Couldn't do anything with it, unfortunately. Olympiacos get it back. They look to exploit the left-hand side of the pitch, and they move it into the middle. They are moving the ball very well. It's a good cross. It was a decent header, not great, given the pace that the ball had on it. I think that he should expect to do better with it. Good tracking back by Maximan there. Wins the ball. Sparks the counter-attack. Here's Junior. Can Junior finish it? He can. It's 1-0. 1-0 to Newcastle already. It's a great start for the boys in green. I was going to say black and white, but we're wearing our away shirt today. And it's all started by tracking back by Maximan on the left-hand side of the pitch. Timo Werner, the creator rather than the finisher today, but that's fine. I've always subscribed to the idea that as long as a striker is playing a part in the goals, I don't necessarily worry about if he's scoring them. Football's a team game. That was a pretty close effort. They've got some good passes in their side, Olympiacos. They're pinging it around like no one's business. No, Maximan just unable to get on the ball there. Thought the goalkeeper. I thought the defender might have made a slight error in leaving the ball to run, but in the end he was able to get back on it. Is Junior on the right hand side now. Shelvey a little bit loose with the ball, trying his best to win it back but unable to. Newcastle doing a fairly good job of harrying the players in possession. Not really able to get too close to them at the moment though, and again this is what I'm talking about. The Olympiacos players, very good passers of the ball, able to move it around without too much effort. But so, I was about to say so are we. But unfortunately Timo Werner just unable to get the ball in the right position to take advantage of the possession. That's a good pass. Werner's in space, shoots, it's hit the post. Good idea by Junior, trying to get the ball back into the area as quickly as possible. It takes a touch off of an Olympiacos defender and ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper. Olympiacos doing a pretty good job of drawing us out of position when they have the ball and then passing into the hole behind. Going to have to make sure that we don't fall foul of that. 1-0 at half time. Pretty happy with the scoreline. The performance could be slightly better, but I have to remind myself that we're playing a decent team and that we're playing away from home. Maximan, Werner, oh that's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. I thought that was in all day long. Great build-up play. Maximan holding his run perfectly, plays the ball in, and all Werner's got to do is get a touch on it, and somehow the goalkeeper pulls out an absolute worldie of a save. Shelvey having a crack, takes a wicked deflection and flies harmlessly over the goal. It'll be a corner. Goalkeeper did well to come out to collect that ball. Timo Werner was running onto it with some purpose. If it hadn't have been for the goalkeeper collecting it, I think we could have seen an absolutely wicked header or maybe even a volley to attempt to put the ball into the net. Although honestly, the way that goalkeeper saved that last effort, I wonder if we'll be getting another one past him today. Here's Mats Hummels. So often the instigator. Not then though. Newcastle getting close to the ball, but just unable to get anything on it. Loose balls like that aren't helping, because as soon as we get possession, we're giving it away again. Need to do better than that. Need to do much better than that. We're going to tire ourselves out. Otherwise, Hayden gets possession, then loses it immediately. And this feels like we could be building towards a goal and not one for Newcastle. Oh, it's a good ball. Don't know why he took the shot. There was a pass on, didn't take it. That's a good tackle. Junior. It's a corner. Just going to change things up a little bit here. Going to bring Joel Linton on at centre forward. Give him the opportunity. He very rarely lets us down, and he gives us a different dimension up front that Werner doesn't. Goalkeeper likes to come out. I'm wondering if there's a way that we can take advantage of that. Maybe if we tease across slightly further out, just outside of the 6-yard box, we might be able to tempt him to come for a ball he's got no business coming for. Henriks is... Oh dear, that's a bad tackle. I can't understand why there hasn't been a booking for that. It was right into the back of him. Nkunku making the willing run. Foul on Maximan there. To be honest with you, I feel like that's a bit of a 50-50. I don't know how you can decide who's in the right and who's in the wrong there. Ah, he's offside. Tried to hold his run, couldn't quite manage it, and in the end he's given offside. Never mind. You can but try. That's a great ball. Joel Linton was in on goal, but the defender did brilliantly to come across him and collect it, shepherd it out. Corner now. Cross, goal. It's 2-0 to Newcastle, and it's that man Joel Linton, and that's what he was put on the pitch to do, get his head onto those crosses. And when you've got a man like Henriks who's able to whip it in with the kind of ferocity and accuracy that he's able to deal with, there's only going to be one result when you get it on the head of a man like Joel Linton. Wickedly whipped goal, and oh my word, right into the bottom corner. The goalkeeper's going to find it very difficult to save that kind of header. And we're going to make another couple of changes. I think Farfan can come on for Junior. And let's give Xavi another go on for Shelvey. We're going to have to persist with him. He's going to have the odd game where he's completely anonymous. To be fair, with only 4 or 5 minutes left of the game, I don't think he's even going to be able to play to get a rating. Saw the run by Maximan, wanted to release him. It was always a very ambitious ball. What's the referee going to say here? It's just a warning, I think. Just a slightly over-ambitious tackle by the striker. Changes can be made, and there's literally seconds left in this game. And that'll do it. It's 2-0 final score. Goals by Vinicius Jr. and Joel Linton. The difference between the sides on the night. A solid professional performance by Newcastle. Nothing particularly outstanding about it. Just good, solid play. Dominant in most of the stats tonight, except for possession and for passing and for interceptions. But everything else we were pretty dominant in. Looking at the stats for the day, Shelvey the least impressive, apparently. But we won, so I don't really care. So the rest of the results for today's match day 1. Celtic and Paris Saint-Germain sharing the points, as do Atletico Madrid and Sporting Lisbon. Or Sporting, I suppose, as we have to call them now. Now, is it CSKA or is it Siska? Because I've heard it said both ways, and I subscribe to CSKA. They won against Dinamo Zagreb. Bayern Munich, winning start against Fenerbahce. Of course, we just watched Olympiacos go down 2-0 to Newcastle. Valencia, a very impressive 3-0 win over Lazio. PSV and Bâle going all the distance to a 0-0 draw, and Milan winning 1-0 against Porto. Rangers losing in a pretty one-sided affair against Barcelona. Liverpool winning by the same margin against Monaco. PAOK winning their match against Benfica. Nice, Juventus, Bayer Leverkusen, Shakhtar Donetsk and Ajax all coming away with the points. The biggest shock, possibly Manchester City going down 4-1 to Bayer Leverkusen at home. So there we go. We have got a very strong group. We've got Valencia and Lazio in the same group as us, along with Olympiacos. It's good to have those 3 points on the board early, because this could be a tough group. Okay, and that is going to do it for another episode. I see no reason why we shouldn't come back next time for the very next match, being against Manchester United. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.